Hey folks, welcome back to Gaming Garbage, where we take a look at games, chat about the gaming news in the industry, and of course, stream for fun. Today, we're going over Bioshock news. Now, Bioshock hasn't really had anything for quite some time. The last thing that we had was a remaster collection of 1, 2, and 3, and that's actually really great, but it also has been released for quite some time. I believe that was for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and we really haven't had anything since. So, well, let's go over Bioshock 4, and then we'll also go over Judas. So let's start with Bioshock 4 first. So Bioshock 4 was planned for a potential 26, before the delay. Now we know that the game is going to be delayed, and following the reports, the game failed for initial review. And now it's suggested that as soon as of next year, Bioshock 4, as soon as next year, if Bioshock 4 could be more favorably received by the company. So they're saying, as soon as 2026, it could be showing up. According to Bloomberg, Bioshock was planned for a debut of either late 26 or early 27. However, with the subsequent layoffs now at Cloud Chamber, it will likely be delayed again. Bloomberg notes that 80 employees from Cloud Chamber were let go, leaving 170 people remaining at the studio. God, that's like a third are just gone. That's a ton. That's a lot. That's going to be tough, I think, to maybe pull it together. If they're close, it probably won't be too bad, but if there's still a lot of rework to be done, that's going to be tough. Studio head Kelly Gilmore was ousted from Cloud Chamber after the game's initial review. And yeah, we got to hear that like a few weeks ago. 2K Games has now hired Rod Ferguson, who departed from Blizzard. And yeah, he previously worked on Bioshock Infinite and helped get the game's production back on track. And so yeah, he actually helped it get out the door. Bioshock Infinite also was in some trouble for a while, and yeah, he came in and helped figure it all out. So, but now they have a third of the employees, and he's back. So yeah, Bioshock 4 is definitely in some trouble. Initial reports about Bioshock 4's status suggested that 2K Games was unsatisfied with the narrative. In a memo, while we're excited about the foundational gameplay elements of the project, we've made the decision with studio leadership to rework certain aspects that are core to a Bioshock game. So I'm guessing there's something with the game that, again, just narratively was not working very well or didn't work with some of the mechanics. Who knows? We're not entirely sure. Maybe we'll find out later. For now, there's no word about a release window for Bioshock 4. France Lawrence is slated to direct a live-action Bioshock movie at Netflix, which I definitely want to see, and I will review that here if I have the time and all that jazz. And also, a new draft of the film has been written by Justin Rhodes, who did Terminator Dark Fate. So that's where things are right now, and I wonder, too, if they had to redraft some stuff, because, again, they're changing some things in the game, and this is where, multimedia games can be kind of an issue, because if you have to change one thing in a game, then you got to change it everywhere else that you've done, including in merchandising, including in movies or TV shows or whatever. Music, you don't really have to deal with that, but you do have to do that with other things. So, and that is something that more companies are starting to be excited about and looking toward is multimedia IPs, ones they can turn into games, to music, to podcasts, to movies, TV shows, toys, whatever. Like they want to dig in again, because as we've talked about on the channel, how things have been done in gaming, it's just not enough. So now they're looking for more avenues to actually make that revenue. Yeah, so I'll stay up to date on Bioshock 4 because I like Bioshock. It's a pretty interesting and fun game and world too. But let's go ahead and go on to Judas, as Judas is being ran by the guy that created Bioshock in the first place. And man, it keeps having some trouble. Now, this was published in May 5th of this year, and man, right now, this is going to be the next game from Bioshock creator Ken Levine. And back in 2023, IGN reported that Zelnick confirmed that the game would be playable sometime before the end of March of 2025. Well, we're well past that, and we still have nothing else as for news. In an interview ahead of its earnings call, IGN further inquired if Judas was part of the reported 87 games that Take-Two Interactive had, and that it would launch between then and March 2025. Zelnick said yes. And so initially, the game was revealed back in 2022, at the Game Awards, which I remember that. I thought that was interesting. It was slated just for PlayStation 5, I think, and also PC, not Xbox. But, apparently it's been in development hell, according to Jason Schreier. It's unclear why exactly why there hasn't been any updates on the title outside of an interview with Games Industry Biz about his hopes for the game. Yeah, hope is not a great thing in the games industry. Since his first Bioshock Infinite in 2023. But yeah, it's been a decade since it's been 12 years since we've had that. And that's where it is. That's where we're at with Judas. Like, we still have nothing. And even right here, this is, the release date is slotted for March 1st of 2025. Rated T, Unreal Engine 4. And maybe that's part of the problem. Maybe they don't want to do Unreal Engine 4 anymore. Maybe they're trying to switch it over to Unreal Engine 5, which we've already heard that with a few other games, and why they've been delayed or why they've had taken some extra time to come out. Because, yeah, Unreal Engine 5, I think, is on 5.6 or 5.7. Unreal Engine 5 has been out for a while, but this is one of the issues with taking a long time getting games out the door, is you have to work with the engine, and Unreal Engine is one of the more popular ones, and it's continuing to be more popular as some studios, like Halo Studios, is dropping their own engines in-house and just moving over to Unreal because it makes it easier and faster for production. Is it the best engine in the world? That's debatable, but everyone has their opinions. But yeah, this is not really looking good for anyone that's worked with Bioshock, including the creator. So hopefully Bioshock 4 can get out the door. But yeah, Judas doesn't really look that great either. And yeah, we'll have to see what happens. Because I would like for these games to come out. Okay, I'd like for them to be playable. But since maybe this is just PlayStation, maybe they're making a version for Xbox. Or again, maybe they're wanting to switch over to Unreal Engine 5 because probably by the end of this decade, we're going to have Unreal Engine 6. And in Unreal Engine 4 isn't really going to look that well or maybe work that good and translate over and all that jazz. So, and maybe people don't even know how to work with that version of the engine anymore as you're getting younger folks out of college and school and stuff. So, yeah, it's kind of a mess. It's kind of a mess. Well, thanks for tuning in, folks. You can always follow me over at Gaming Garbage 22. We have a lot of stuff there on the channel. You can navigate our playlists. And then, too, if something's not for you, don't sweat it. You can just skip over it and just wait for the next video. Also, too, if you'd like, you can follow me over at Twitch when I can. Things have been extremely busy. I'm waiting for my third child to be born. And also, I've had a lot of overtime at work. And we'll continue to be pretty busy through the rest of this year. But when I have time to stream, I will be chatting with you guys in the stream. When I'm playing games and stuff. So hopefully you guys are doing well. Yeah, what do you guys think? I mean, are these games going to be canceled? I mean, Take-Two Interactive says they're dedicated for Bioshock 4. But again, we haven't heard anything from Judas. And I'm kind of getting a little more worried about that one. So with that, folks, we'll see you guys on the next one.